You a happy kitty, Rocco? Huh? You happy boy? He's a happy boy. We just came over and fed him. Now we're just kind of relaxing for a little bit so he feels the presence of humans. It was interesting because I gave him a lot of food, or he had a lot of food yesterday. I didn't have to really give him much food because he had a lot of food. And it looked like he just hadn't eaten very much, and then we came over today, and apparently the loneliness has set in, and it's caused him to eat abnormally high amounts of food, and he's eaten a lot of food. Anyway, hello everyone, and welcome to Tuesday. I wanted to talk about something kind of serious today, but also it's a big accomplishment for us, so I wanted to talk about it. We paid off some student debt. Some. Emphasis on some. Some of mine. The reason is mine is a lot higher than Mao's. We've talked about student debt, student loans on the vlog in the past, but to quickly recap, I went to a very expensive school. I went to the Savannah College of Art and Design. The tuition there was about $34,000 a year. Luckily, I had a $12,000 a year scholarship, so it knocked it down to about $22,000 a year. But I paid for school completely on loans. Long story short, I did not have the money for college, at least not that college. My parents have always had financial struggles of their own and could not afford to help me with college at all. And I had to pay for college 100% on loans. That, combined with the fact I went to an incredibly expensive school, not a good combination. So I was in a lot of debt, and still am in a lot of debt. And up until the other day, I was in well over $100,000 worth of debt. But now, now it's moved down to about $99,000. We tried to get a loan for a house. You guys recall we wanted to pursue getting a house, and the loan that we were offered was incredibly small. We were told pretty much that you're not going to get much higher than this based on where your current finances are. Part of that was my income from 2012. My income for 2012 was not that great. Last year was a lot better. This year is shaping up to be a little bit better than last year, but 2012 was not so great. But another big portion of that was the fact that we are in an abnormally high amount of debt, and we have never been late on a payment for anything, for the loans or credit cards or anything. Where our credit scores are actually really, really good. But just the sheer fact that we had so much debt was a problem for lenders, and it more or less shut down the idea of us moving forward with a house, at least until we get some stuff in order. So waiting until next tax season is going to help, because then they'll stop looking at 2012 for my finances and then look at 2013 and 2014. But also paying off a loan would help. So one of my loans was through Discover. And I went to school during a very bad economic time where loans were not easily available, and I was paying for them 100%. So it was basically like, you're going to have to get one of the worst interest rates on any loan in existence ever, or you're not going to be able to continue going to school. That's pretty much what happened to me, and I believe it was either sophomore or junior year after the big economic collapse thing. So I had to get a private loan through Discover, and it was a 10% loan, 10% interest that compounds monthly, that I had to start paying 6 months before I ever got out of school. That was fun. So the loan amount was for a pretty sizable 5-digit number, we'll just say that, and it compounded monthly. So just to give you an idea, the original loan amount, I owe more than that. I've been paying on the loan for like 2.5 years. I still owe more than my original loan amount because the interest all compounded before I ever got out of school, which is great. So we were looking at some numbers the other day, and it never really occurred to me the fact that if I continue the way I'm going, continue the payment, that over the course of the next 20 years, I will have overpaid this loan in total by like $70,000 or $80,000. But just in the next 20 years, about $65,000 is how much I would have overpaid on this one loan. And that was so infuriating. I was so mad just at the sheer thought that the company could essentially get away with what I deemed highway robbery. So we made a decision. Mal and I talked about it, and a few days ago we made the decision that we would pay off this loan. This is the highest interest rate loan I have. And we decided that since we could pay it off, we would. Now, this is bad because it was a huge hit to our savings. This is a very sizable 5-digit number, and we've done very good about being diligent and trying to save money where we could. And it was going to hurt our finances, but at the same time, over the course of the next 20 years, overpaying on a loan by $65,000 was really upsetting. So we feel like we made the right choice, and we did it. And we did it a few days ago, but it was today that it finally came through, and they took the money from the account. And now I am presented with a little thing when I log into the website. It says paid in full. And it's so bewildering to see that 5-digit number turn into a 0. But it's gone. One of the student loans is gone. Now, I still have 4 left. And I still have, like I said, about $99,000 worth of student debt. And that's not Mal's. Mal also has student debt. And our monthly payments are still pretty high. I've talked about it before, but our monthly payment was about $1,400 combined for the both of us. $300 of that was Mal's. $1,100 of that was mine. But now I've gotten rid of about a $300 monthly payment. So now mine is $800, Mal's is $300, and we're looking at about $1,100 a month. Still an abnormally high amount of money. We've talked to our friends, and they're like, how on earth do you afford to live? And we're like, we try. But we're doing pretty well. The fact that we got rid of one of these big loans is very helpful because we do save $300 a month. And over the course of the 12 months, it's going to be about $4,000. And hopefully in the next 2, maybe 3 years, we'll put that towards another loan. Living with debt sucks. It's very... it's one of those things, like at a certain point you don't even think about the numbers anymore because they're so high, but it still looms over your head and rears its ugly head whenever you have to do things like look at trying to get a loan for a house, whenever we were pretty much told, hey, you have too much debt. And that really sucks. So the takeaway from all of this is if you're looking at going into college, consider all of your options and really make sure you understand finances, because I feel like at 18 years old, you really don't. You really don't fully understand it. And maybe you're out there and you're 18 and you do. And if you do, awesome. But I know for myself, I did not understand the gravity of the situation that I was getting myself into. So be very careful. Being over $100,000 in debt when you are 25 is no good. And we're going to get out of this pit, but it's going to take a long time. And we're probably going to be in debt for the next 10 or 15 years. So just be really careful and make sure you really understand what you're getting yourself into. Yeah. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for listening to my long story. Don't get me wrong. I am very, very excited about the fact that we got rid of one of these big loans. I've got 4 big ones left, and we'll start worrying about Mal's later. Her interest rates aren't as bad as mine. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, let's meet back tomorrow, shall we? Thomas, beach vacations? I didn't know Thomas did the beach vacation. What? That's ridiculous.
Does it work?
What? What are you asking?
Does it work, Leonardo? Can it really fly?
I don't know. It's only a prototype, an idea. It's not ready yet.
Have you tried it?
No, it's too dangerous. To test it, you'd have to leap off a tower. Who would be mad enough to do a thing like that?
Leonardo, I think you just found your madman.